2:22. I think it's exactly 2:22, my birth time. Let me see. I think it's 2:22. 2:21 maybe. So I just want to say happy birthday to myself. It's important for me to celebrate myself. I'm uncomfortable doing that, but that's why I need to do it. And I want to thank all of you ladies for your lovely birthday wishes today. I received a lot of messages wishing me a happy birthday. Thank you so much. I love you all. And I'm just getting ready right now for my birthday party. My kids and their friends and my brother and my main SD and our whole crew. Everyone's coming to my house today, and we're gonna have a little birthday party for me. We're doing it early because it's gonna be snowing here soon. It was supposed to be at night, but I didn't want anyone to drive in the snow leaving my birthday party, so we're just doing it earlier. So I have to put some makeup on so I look pretty for my people. And so let me take this moment to reflect on this past year. So what did I do when I was 42 years old? It's hard to remember everything I did. I was in the Dominican Republic a lot of that time while I was 42. What else happened? I got over my qualifier. There was a man I had a little bit of an obsession towards. It was really messing with me. I spent my 42nd year in love addicts recovery. That was my second year healing from my love addiction issue, my AKA pick-me-shahood. I was formerly in a program in when I was 41 years old and 42 years old. So that's another thing I did. Oh, I spent my 42nd year really working hard on becoming a proficient dancer. I wouldn't call myself an excellent dancer yet. I would say I'm proficient. That's what I did in my 42nd year. I went to a ton of dance classes, mostly Cuban salsa, some bachata, but mostly salsa cubana. So I'm proud of myself for that. I spent my 42nd year living off my second runner-up SD's money in the Dominican Republic. So I would call that a success. I had my main SD taking care of my lifestyle, my kids, all my bills, everything, my adult kids here in the United States, and then all of my living expenses and business expenses were covered. Not all, almost all like the big stuff. I still had to like pay for advertisement and some other things, but my second runner-up SD paid for pretty much my whole life in the Dominican Republic. He paid for it up front too, which, ladies, is really important. Get these guys, I mean, if you can, get them to pay everything up front so they can't mess with you every month, you know, when it comes time to pay their rent, because then they'll like have control over you. It's better to take the control out of their hands by getting the money out of their hands. If they're giving you, you know, payments every month, you have to like make him happy all the time, and you have to deal with his baloney all the time, even if he's not acting right. So I urge you, watch out for those little kind of tricks, because some guys will try to not give you all the money at once. I've learned through the School of Hard Knocks, if you can, get the whole year paid for up front. It gives you more freedom and it gives you more power to be able to leave him if you need to. So that's what I did in my 42nd year. I had two men that supported my life in two different countries, which was very special and very amazing. this video is really important for myself right now. It's really important for me because I have a tendency to forget what I've done and feel like I've accomplished nothing and I've done nothing. Oh, I opened my clinic. I opened my clinic in the Dominican Republic during my 42nd year. And I spent that year learning the business more, and I've had this type of business in the United States before. It's different doing it in a different country though, with a different culture. So I had to learn a lot of things over this past year, which was really good. I got to meet a lot of cool people through my business. I learned how to set up a business in a whole nother country, which was somewhat challenging, especially because I'm not a fluent Spanish speaker. So there were like a lot of hurdles. A lot of people who just like briefly come and watch my channel, you know, just like watch a few minutes or a couple of videos. Sometimes they think my lifestyle is like a lazy lifestyle or something. You know, like that's why I allow men to give me money. Is because like I don't want to do hard things and I don't want to work, or you know, I want to be lazy or something. That is absolutely not the case. Not that there's anything wrong with being lazy and not wanting to work. There is definitely value in that, and I've had periods of time like that. But what I'm trying to express is that I may not have a 9-to-5 job or technically pay my own bills or anything like that, but I am like working a lot. I am working on projects a lot. I am working on learning how to dance, or I am working on traveling, or I am working on building businesses in whole other countries. That's not an easy task. Flying back and forth all the time and dealing with all the behind the scenes things that a business owner must deal with. So technically I'm still hardworking. I'm just not working hard at the thing, you know, that other people may be working on, which could just be like a job, you know, like having a 9-to-5 job takes up all your time and a lot of your energy. It's you know, that's really hard work. And when you're doing that all day, there generally isn't a lot of time to do anything else. There's not a lot of time to build a business or learn to dance or even date. It's even hard to just like meet men and date when you're working a job. So I just want to say that I totally appreciate and respect people that are working jobs. That is not easy. That's not easy. But also people like me who are not technically working jobs. You know, it's not like it makes life easy. I've got a bunch of challenges I deal with every day. Oh, so you guys are kind of getting a reverse what's in my purse video here by accident. I'm literally looking for my eyebrow gel and my purse is messy. So you guys get to see me pull everything out of here. All right, so that is something. It's another thing I did during my 42nd year. Oh, I manifested, like, I manifested the whole thing where my second runner-up SD paid for everything. I manifested living in the nice section of town. That wasn't really my initial intention because I didn't think I'd be able to afford it, but I ended up manifesting a situation where I could live in the nice area of town. I met Osvaldo. I met a whole bunch of other Osvaldos too, a whole bunch of wealthy, high society Dominican men. That's another thing I did in my 42nd year. I gained a bunch of contacts of people that are considered very important in the Dominican Republic. What else did I do in my 42nd year? I increased my wealth. I increased my wealth, my financial wealth. I am richer now in my 43rd year than I was in my 42nd year. My savings has grown. My retirement account has grown. I haven't like accumulated debts or anything like that. So I would call that a success. How about like my physical and like nutritional health? I would say, I am actually healthier. During my 42nd year, I addressed my issue with my anemia. That was really important, and I don't believe I'm anemic anymore. I do need to go for another blood test since my last one, but my last one was showing improvement, and I can just feel, in my body that I really think my hemoglobin is much higher now. I do need a test to confirm that, but I'm certain it's much, much better. So I increased myself financially. I've increased myself business-wise. I've increased myself with my physical health. I've increased myself spiritually. I know I've grown spiritually because of some of the programs I've been in during my 42nd year. And I've increased myself as far as the caliber and the quality of people I have in my circle. What else? During my 42nd year, I got my second runner-up SD to pay all of my expenses in the Dominican Republic, and because it was yesterday, technically, I was still 42 yesterday, so I also got him to agree to give me a whole nother chunk of money. So that's good. That was another financial success. If you ladies want, you can go back and watch yesterday's video, and you can hear the discussion I had with him. Another thing that I think is successful is that 7 months of my 42nd year, I didn't have to talk to him at all. I had cut him off and put him on timeout. So not only have I gotten all the money from him and a promise for more money coming soon, I also did not have to see him or talk to him for 7 months because I put him on timeout. During my 42nd year, I got really good at no contact. Ladies, I can do no contact, but sometimes it kills me because some of the stuff these men are texting me and saying to me and writing in letters makes me want to respond. Like, I just want to respond and give them a piece of my mind. Sometimes they're saying like the stupidest stuff that needs me to say something. But part of being no contact, this is part of the feminine power here, is being strong enough inside to simply say nothing. Completely ghost them. I exercised it very, very, very well with my second runner-up SD. I also exercised it very well with my qualifier. That was the man, the semi-dusty man that I was having an addiction problem towards. I also spent most of my 42nd year in complete no contact with him. I got a ring from him too. I don't have the ring in my possession, but he did go and buy me a ring, because remember, the first ring a long time ago was fake, and then I went no contact with him for like a whole year, and then when I let him start talking to me again, he went and he got me a new ring. Okay. I never let him put the ring on my finger because he didn't have the receipt. We ended up having a fight about that for like a couple of months. I'm again in no contact with him, but I did get a ring from him. Okay? I saw the video of the ring, like he had it in his possession. He swore this one was real. He said he didn't know the first one was fake. I think he's a liar. He just didn't know I would check. He was just being cheap. But I did get a ring during my 42nd year. I just didn't allow him to come and put it on my finger because I said, do not bring it. I said, do not come all the way to Santo Domingo to put a ring on my finger if you don't have the receipt. I need to see the receipt. And then, I don't have the receipt. I lost it. My aunt lost it. Because what he did was he sent the money to his aunt in the United States. She actually went and bought the ring for me. And then when his uncle flew down, he brought the ring with him and gave it to him. So he says he didn't have the receipt. Apparently he didn't want to buy another ring in the Dominican Republic because he didn't want to, you know, get ripped off again like he did last time. Okay. I think a lot of what he says is just a dusty lie sometimes. I don't trust him that much. But I did get a ring. I do believe the diamond was real because he knew I was going to check. But I don't think the price was impressive. I think I think his aunt found a ring that wasn't that expensive, and then he didn't want to show it to me. He didn't want to show me the price. It was a very pretty ring, and it was the exact ring I like. It was the same ring that he got me of the fake one, you know, the same exact style and design, but the second one was just a real diamond. Yeah, that's actually my favorite ring in the whole world. So I was kind of sad that I didn't get to have the ring, but I had to stick to my guns. I had to stick to my guns and be like, look, if you're gonna get me another ring, it must come with the receipt. I want to see what you spent on it because I want to make sure that it was something you had to work hard for. Okay? Not that the ring had to be super expensive. It needed to be expensive for him based on how much money he makes. And I know how much money he makes. He doesn't make a lot of money. Okay? The cost of a ring, in my belief, needs to be significant in comparison to how much the man makes, because it shows how much effort and how much sacrifice he had to go through to afford the ring for you. Because clearly, if he really loves you, he's going to be working overtime. He's going to be stressing himself out. You know, he's going to be going without things that he wanted to buy for himself because he loves you more than anything. And he wants to make sure he can give you something nice to prove to you what he's willing to go through for you. Ladies, if he can't even go through a hard period of time to buy you a nice ring, if he's not willing to like struggle a bit for that, he's not going to struggle for you throughout the rest of your life, throughout your whole entire relationship, throughout your whole marriage. Okay? The ring is one of the first things where you get to see what he's willing to go through for you, what he's willing to lose, what he's willing to sacrifice, what he's willing to invest, how hard he's willing to work. And if he can't even put in the hard work to get you a good ring, he's not going to be putting in hard work for anything for you. You're going to be waiting for this man your whole entire life. You could be married to him, waiting for him to one day love you. Okay? So it's not even so much about a man being rich. Okay? Seriously, sometimes it's easier to tell how much they love you when they're not rich, because if they have a shit ton of money and you're not even sure how much money they have, you're not really sure, you know, like what's expensive for them. Okay? Like if a man is a decamillionaire and, you know, he buys you an expensive ring, like you don't know how expensive that was in relation to how much money he actually has. And it could be very simple for him to just go and buy you this ring. In fact, it may be simple for him to buy you a $1 million ring and buy 9 other $1 million rings to give to 9 other girls, and he can have 10 fiancés all at the same time. Okay? Sometimes it's actually easier to see how much a man loves you when you know, okay, he makes 70 grand per year and he just spent $7,000 on a ring for me. Okay? A man that makes 70 grand a year spending 5 or 7 grand on a ring for you, that's a lot of money for him. Okay? That's not easy for him. That's a sacrifice. All right? So sometimes it's a little easier to actually gauge a man's love for you when he doesn't have a lot of money. That's just a little tip, okay? Still, I do prefer men that have a lot of money and want to sacrifice for me and all the things. But I'm not saying you definitely have to be with a rich man. That's not what this is about. Because there are rich men out there who will not love you and will not appreciate you. And they will give you money. Okay? Those are fine if you're just looking for a temporary relationship. But if you actually want love in the end and you want to be in a relationship, then it's important to have both. But this video is getting off track here. All right. So I did get a ring. I just don't have it in my possession. I've got the videos of the ring. He also told me he gave it to another woman just to spite me. I don't really believe that he did that because, what are the chances? She had, my exact size finger and everything. So, oh my God, actually, I just remembered. One of the last times I spoke to him, he told me he gave the ring to somebody else who appreciates him more, and he's getting married on my birthday. So it's supposedly he's marrying his new woman today on my birthday just to stick it to me and stick the knife into my gut and twist it. He had to do it with my ring and on my birthday. But I'm pretty sure that was just a lie he was telling to hurt my feelings, because that's the type of immature relationship we had. Okay, and that's why it was so toxic for me. And that's why my addiction liked it so much and kept going back for another serving of that baloney BS. Okay? But I barely communicated with him during my 42nd year. I had minimal interactions with him. So it was definitely better than my 41st year. All right, enough about him. Oh, God, please. I don't even think about him now because I have so many better men. Hey, and it's crazy, too, because, why would I be so attracted to him? I actually have attraction for him. The thing with most of the other men I deal with, as far as SD type men, I'm usually not attracted to them. So that's why I can play the game for so long, and that's why I can remain abstinent for so long, because I don't deeply want them and desire them. It's not hard to keep turning them down sexually. All right. With certain men, they just activate something inside of me, and I know what they activate. They activate my deep childhood wounds and voids. They activate my insecurities. They activate all of the things from childhood, from all the childhood unmet needs. That's what they activate, and that's what makes me attracted to them. So, I'm very aware of how it all works, and I can see it happening. And, thank God to all the books I've read and programs and mentors and groups I've been to, I'm able to identify this. And if I'm able to identify it, I'm able to stop the pattern, stop the cycle. I can interrupt the cycle of the love addiction, which is AKA pick-me-shahood. I can interrupt it and redirect. But it was years ago, before I was aware of these things, these pick-me-sha episodes with these dusty, non-providing men would just take over me, and I literally had no control. I was absolutely nuts for men in the past. But I'm really glad that that's not the case anymore. And yes, I still get the feeling, I still get the pick-me-sha feeling. I still want to overgive. I still want to sleep with somebody too soon. I still want to make exceptions for him. My brain will go into fantasy, and I'll start loving him and liking him in a very inappropriate way where it's disproportionate to what he's contributed to my life. I still have those feelings. Why? Because I'm an addict. I'm a love addict, and I have very deep pick-me-sha neural pathways in my brain that I've gone down that path so many times. It's like my brain knows how to have relationships through the lens of a pick-me-sha. I'm very well versed in that. So I still have the feelings and the desires to do that, But I don't do those things. I don't do those things anymore. It's the same thing. Like, I still have a desire to pick up a piece of bread and eat it. I still have a desire to pick up a cigarette or a vape, but the desire isn't so overwhelming that I actually go and do the thing. I've stayed abstinent from all these things for so long that I have a different level of self-control, and I've grown new neural pathways that do life the other way. I do relationships the other way. I do food the other way. Okay, I manage the moments of, negative feelings in a way that I don't need to go and pick up a cigarette. I've got other skills and other tools I can rely on now. And the more I choose the other path, the more that neural pathway will deepen in my brain. And the more I exercise it, the more I do it the other way, the more the other way will become my new way. And the longer I stay at it, the longer I stay at having sugar relationships where men must prove themselves to me in advance, where men give everything to me in advance, the more I make myself do this, the healthier I become, and the Pikmisha part of me becomes starved, and she's pushed way back in the background. She's not being fed. If I don't feed Pikmisha, she will wither away and become very docile. She'll become very weak. She won't have a loud voice. She won't be able to come and do all the things she normally does. Why? She hasn't been fed in a long time. So if I starve Pikmisha and I feed the dark feminine Lola, who's going to be stronger? Dark feminine Lola is going to be stronger. So I constantly feed her the sugar relationships. I constantly feed her the sugar lifestyle and the SD type men. And the more I exercise her and the more I feed her, the stronger she becomes. Not to say that Pikmisha is bad, okay? She still lives inside of me. She's not bad. She's not bad. She's not a bad lady. She's actually very, very kind and very, very sweet. And her feminine is so light. And she just wants to trust, and she just wants to love, and she doesn't want to manipulate anyone, even though manipulation is actually a really good thing. She just has some bad beliefs, and she never wants to hurt anyone, and she wants to give everything she has. She's very, very, very sweet, and she's allowed to stay living inside of me. She just can't run the show. She just cannot run the show of my life, because when I let the Pikmisha part of me run the show of my life, guess what happens? Yeah, all the bad stuff. Poverty happens. How does poverty happen? Because when Pikmisha makes babies with men that only have potential, that are, nice, sweet, kind men with nice personalities, but they don't have money, they don't know how to not cheat, the men that have problems. See, Pikmisha's so nice, she'll procreate with men like that. And then Pikmisha ends up a single mom. And everybody's like, you should have chose better. And they say all that kind of stuff. And then Pikmisha has to raise her babies all by herself. And in a lot of ways that hurts the children. And then there's not enough money, and there's all kinds of life stresses that come along and disadvantages that come along with raising children in poverty. And it just becomes a whole domino effect. So yes, Pikmisha is kind and sweet and wonderful, but she can't be trusted to run the show. No, she can't. Because she will run us right into poverty. She'll run us right into single parenthood. she'll run us right into having gonorrhea and chlamydia and all other kinds of STDs, ones that could eventually kill us, okay? If I let Pick Misha run the show of my life, I will likely end up with HIV, because I will be so loving and accepting and trusting towards men that when they come to me with a little tear in their eye and say, I love you so much, and they reach into the ground and they pick a flower out of the sidewalk and say, here, Lola, I love you so much. I have nothing to give you but this big, genuine heart. Let's go make love. Pick Misha, Lola, will say, yes, of course, I believe you. And seeing that little tear coming down your eye, I know you are genuine. I know you love me. I feel it in my Pick Misha heart. Let's go to bed together, and later we will find a way to raise those babies. We will do whatever we have to do to make sure there is food on our table. We can think about all that stuff later. Right now, the only thing that matters is you and me and the love we share. That's what Pick Misha will do. And she'll end up in a really bad situation, okay? And not only will she be pregnant, she will very likely end up with HIV, and she will be dying. And those babies won't even have a healthy mom to take care of them. And Mr. Loving Big Heart Dusty McDust, with the tear coming out of his eye every time he makes love to her, he can't even take care of Pick Misha. You know, when she is dying of AIDS, he's not going to be able to take care of those babies, and they're going to go to foster care. And when they go to foster care, people are going to touch them inappropriately and do all kinds of bad things to them. Very, very, very likely that's what can happen. And the kids will be spread apart in different foster homes, because many times they can't keep siblings together. It's just going to create these are the things that happen when Pick Misha is running the show. And then Pick Misha will die. She will die of a disease that she gets from whichever man she trusted with her body that gave it to her, okay? And again, Pick Misha is not bad. The problem with Pick Misha is she's really, really, really good. She's so sweet. And no matter how many men hurt Pick Misha, her heart is so big and so good, she wants to look at every man as if she should not judge him because of what some other man did. And she gives them a clean slate and a fresh start, saying, look, I'm not going to judge you no matter what all the other men have ever done to me. I'm going to treat you like you've never done anything wrong, and I'm going to give you all the love I have. And she will continue to do this. And this is not sustainable. Ladies, you can't live like that. You will literally perish, and your offspring will perish. So Pick Misha's allowed to live inside of me. She's still in there. But I can't pay much mind to her. I can't feed her. I can't exercise her. She needs to stay weak and docile so she doesn't run the show. And the more savage, dark, feminine version of me can come to the front, and she can actually run the show in a way that allows future wealth, health for myself and for my offspring. So we can survive, and we can more than survive, we can thrive. And how do I feed that version of me? I feed them sugar dates. I go on sugar dates. I go with men that have money. I go with men that provide. I go with men that, okay, the longer I do this, the better I'm getting at it. As you can tell by my video from yesterday, I am attracting men, or attracting the abstinent part of men out. that's, you know, this has taken years and years and years of practice. I used to attract provider men, but they were so like sex addicted. They were just after the sex, after the sex, after the sex. I'm finally getting to a point now where I'm with men that are willing to wait, okay? I still don't even think willing to wait is a great thing. It's better than not being willing to wait. What I really think, you know, like the top class men are the ones that actually want to wait. Like if I were trying to sleep with them, they would be telling me, no, that's not what I have in my life plan. Why? Because I have goals, and sleeping with somebody I'm not 100% committed to, or she's not 100% committed to me, and we are not in a monogamous marriage, that's not good for my future. I don't want to risk having a baby outside of a committed relationship. So I value myself and my body and my money and my future and my reputation as a man so much that I'm not gonna have sex with you until we're actually in a situation where sex is a blessing and it's gonna be a beautiful thing between us with the lowest amount of risk to either one of us, okay? So I'm not all the way at the top yet, but I am dealing with men now, and you can tell by my video yesterday, this is a man that is no longer trying to get sex from me. He has committed to stop trying to sleep with me, but still provide for me at the same time. The same thing with my guy, Osvaldo, in the Dominican Republic. He's no longer trying to sleep with me. He was trying that in the beginning. Now he's not on that page anymore. Why are men like transforming? Men around me are and my main SD. I haven't slept with him since 2019. I never thought he would allow that. He allows it, and he still pays for everything. Why are men in my life beginning to transform? They are beginning to transform because I am transforming. Something inside of me is healing and changing and growing. And now I am attracting men that are more on my frequency. Okay? I'm not saying these guys are perfect. Okay? My second runner-up SD there, if you watch the whole video from yesterday, you can tell by our conversation what his life story is. He's married. He is married. Okay, I'm not saying these situations are perfect. They're not flawless. Yes, he is married. His wife is passing away soon, probably in the next 2 years. You know, hopefully not. I hope, you know, she gets healthy and lives forever. But the condition she has does not have a cure. And other people in her family have it, and they've all passed away. Her sister had it too. She just passed away recently. They're around the same age. You know, it's a very unfortunate situation, but I'm getting off track here. He is a married man. He shouldn't be talking to me at all. But you know what? There was a time he was talking to me, and he was trying to be with me, and he was trying to sleep with me. That's worse than, all right, so he was trying to have an affair on his wife. Now he's trying to have an affair, but it's a non-sexual affair. Okay. Depends on how you look at these types of things. In some ways, he has improved. He's still doing the wrong thing. He shouldn't be doing that. Like, I don't agree with the way he thinks, that he somehow in his mind has made this okay because of his situation. I don't think it's the right thing for him to be doing, but I also understand this man has been with this woman his entire life, and she's been in a wheelchair for like 20 something years. She's also very mean to him, and he doesn't have a lot to look forward to in his life, and he waits on her hand and foot. And she's a very unpleasant person, which, oh, shit. You saw my face. She, is a very unpleasant person. And you know what? I'm not judging her. I'd be unpleasant too. I'd be freaking unpleasant too if I was stuck in a wheelchair and I was sick as hell. I would be a bitch too. So anyway, what I'm saying is that in some ways, he has kind of improved over the years. He used to be trying to have sex with me all the time, and I hated it being around him because he bothered me with it so much. Now, he's growing out of that. He's changing. He's actually, I've turned him on to some recovery programs for sex and love addicts, anonymous, addiction type stuff, and he is working the program, or at least pretending to work the program to make me happy. But either way, he's not bothering me for sex anymore. So why am I attracting men that aren't bothering me for sex? Because I am changing inside. I am changing and growing inside. So that's what I want to say about that. I'm not saying it's perfect, ladies. I'm probably going to get another man trying to have sex with me tomorrow. So, but I will be able to gauge my own growth based on the type of men I have on my roster. Okay? If I have men that are sexually weak on my roster, you know what that means? That means that I'm also, in some ways, I'm sexually weak. Why else would I be attracting this type of behavior? The more sexually strong and disciplined I become, the more I attract men that are sexually disciplined. If you ever want to know where you're at in life, look at the men on your roster. And this is not, like to put yourself down. It's to understand yourself and know what you need to work on. Okay? Because all this journey is about self-improvement, ladies. This is about improving ourselves. And if we have that type of tool where we can look and say, where am I really at in life? Sometimes it's hard to see myself because it's not an outside perspective. If you want to know how you're doing in life, look at the men on your roster. They are a pretty good reflection of where you're at. And if you see things you don't like, you need to do more work on yourself. And ladies, you're going to need to do more work on yourself until the day you die. It never ends. You're never going to be perfect. None of us are ever going to be perfect. But what we can be is aware. We can be aware of ourselves. So we know what we need to work on. It's important. Don't ever give up on yourselves. Keep working on yourselves forever and ever and ever and ever. Keep working on yourselves. The work is never, ever done. Oh, what else can I talk about here? I think my main SD is about to walk out of his door. I just saw him turn his car on. I think he's going to pick up the food for my party. That must be what he's doing. I'm gonna have to edit out that big face show I just did. Oh my word. Alright, this video's turned into something else. You know how I am. I try to stay on subject. It turns into like 5 other topics, but all the topics are related. We know that all the topics are related. Everything we talk about here, money, men, intimacy, childhood trauma, family stuff, money stuff, businesses, like what we eat, everything, plastic surgery, it's all combined. What else did I do? Oh, I got my first baby Botox when I was 42. Which is great, life-changing for me. I really didn't like Botox because it made me look funny, and I don't have a good forehead or good eyebrows for Botox because I spock a lot. Like, my eyebrows would get really, really pointy, and it looks really unattractive until the Botox starts to wear off. But like the first couple months, I'll look like a freak. So I really didn't mess with Botox a lot. But now I found out about baby Botox. Oh my God. It's so much softer. My forehead still moves and my eyebrows don't get stuck in that upward position. It's just so great. I'm so glad I found baby Botox during my 42nd year. Okay, so I became a proficient dancer. Got into Dominican high society. Oh, I moved to Santo Domingo. I forgot. I was on the North Coast before that, but I moved to Santo Domingo during my 42nd year. Oh, I learned the whole city, like most of the city. I thought it was going to be so complicated. Like, I mean, it used to be complicated. I know so much about it. I've been driving in that crazy traffic there too. I've become a better driver during my 42nd year, definitely. Like, I know how to drive in some crazy conditions now, and like, I'm really good at it. I'm really, really good at it. I built more wealth. Yeah, I became a lot wealthier, financially wealthier, spiritually wealthier, health-wise, better health, because I cured my anemia. I became better with men. I didn't have a completely abstinent year. You know, I've had some activity there, but I didn't have activity with anybody I had targeted. Well, I had a little bit by accident, but not all the way. But I'm proud of myself because the men I have targeted as SDs, I've managed to not give my body to, which is great because there have been moments like I really wanted to. Somebody was asking a question about this in the comments, like, how do I not fall in love with these guys? Like, a lot of times I don't, because they're ugly and I just don't find them attractive. Like, no matter how nicely they treat me, it's really hard for me to fall in love with them if I'm just not physically attracted. But that's the problem. Like, I got to stay away from men I'm physically attracted to, especially if they're providing, because I'll start to get all kinds of, like, it's hard to stand my ground. I want to become a Pikmisha if they're providing for me and I'm attracted to them. Oh my God. Like with Osvaldo, he's actually, I find him attractive. Like, he's not that attractive. When I first met him, like, I didn't think he was that attractive, but he's getting more attractive. But he had a level of attractiveness that I could work with it. You know what I mean? And now that I'm getting to know him, I'm starting to feel like I'm like, oof. I got to be careful. Pikmisha's waking up. Pikmisha wants to wake up and come and manage this relationship with Osvaldo because I'm finding him like physically attractive. So how do I not fall in love with these men? One, I normally don't go with guys I have any type of attraction to. I'm being a little bit risky right now, messing with this guy that I do have some attraction to. But you know, I guess I'm challenging myself. Maybe I'm ready to go to the next level. This is something I've been wanting to do for many years, was actually date men I'm attracted to and stay in my dark feminine power. It's easy to do it with ugly guys. Harder to do it with attractive guys. Okay? So maybe, I mean, I can sit here and say, oh, I'm waiting until I'm ready, but I must be ready if I'm doing it, right? And I did have a slip with Osvaldo, and I got somewhat physical a couple of months ago, like around the time we met. No, I didn't do everything, but we ended up in like an inappropriate, intimate situation, and then I nipped it in the bud, and I'm like, that is not happening again. Absolutely not. And you know, I blamed it on him. I told him, you know, he took advantage of me because I'm a foreign woman. How dare you take advantage of me? I am a weak, vulnerable foreign woman in this country. I can't believe you lured me. You lured me with your seductiveness. You know, he's like, other women don't think he's hot, okay? He's not seductive. But I told him he was, because I knew it would make him feel good. And I wanted to take the responsibility of acting promiscuous off my shoulders. I wanted to like put it on him instead. Like, I've never been promiscuous a day in my life. Never. I've been buttoned up to the top my whole life. You had some kind of evil, wicked powers you used on me to break me down. Ah, how dare you? Okay, so I took the responsibility off of me and blamed it on him. And he really likes that story. He loves it. In fact, he loves it so much, he's still dating me, even though we're not anywhere near doing that again. Speaking of that, I should go back and find the videos of our first date. I don't remember if I posted the videos. I think I've talked about the videos, but I haven't actually put the videos out there yet. I should do that. I should look for it, because I think you guys might like that. He literally said in the video, he said, I want to work for it. He said it in Spanish, but he said, I want to work for it. He was telling me he wants to not be a Dusty. Like, he wants to earn the right to be with me. He wants to earn my love and my affection. Yeah, I gotta get those videos out there. I have so many videos on my phone, ladies. I gotta get up there, because I know you guys like these videos and I like sharing them. I like having someone to share my life with, my secret life with. I generally don't walk around telling people in my, you know, like in my world here with my family and stuff. They wouldn't really understand what I'm doing. They won't get it. They're of a different mindset. So there's a lot of things I just don't share with people, but I can share it with you ladies because you know what I'm talking about. And you don't see this as like evil and wicked. You understand what it is. It's about love. It's about self-respect. It's about making men better men, about doing our part for the world to make men better. Men won't be better. They're not going to want to be better if nobody makes them be better. Like, if nobody calls them out on their shit, why would they ever think they need to change? Oh my God, there's my SD right there. He better not get on camera. Hi.
Happy birthday. You doing your makeup in the car?
Yeah, it's warm in here. The seat's already heated up.
You're weird. All right.
Are you going to get the food?
Yes.
Okay. Is anybody here yet?
Iris is here.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Okay, you guys. So I should probably go now. I should go. Okay. Ladies, thank you for being here for my birthday. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. I should make the sugar bundle. I should do a birthday discount for the sugar bundle. That would be fun. I don't know if I have time though. We'll see. Okay. All right, ladies. I will go now. I gotta go upstairs. There's already some people here to go make my appearance. I'm gonna put some earrings on too. You know, I'm gonna put something else on that's not black. It's my birthday. I should wear like pink or something, you know, to be more happy looking. Okay. All right, ladies, talk to you later. Bye for now. If you like these kind of videos, like, subscribe, and go to the Sugar Lady Academy for more videos like this. Bye for now.